friend Brian in New Jersey. Brian, how you doing, boy?
How you doing, Scotty? Funny.
What's going on, bro?
Let me give you something a little funny real quick. Lewis was out over the weekend. When he came home, I said, "Hey, how you doing, boy? How do you answer me, Scotty?" What do you think he said?
Said you sat wearing a polecat.
Can you imagine 8 years old? Yep. But
There you
anyhow, busy weekend in the commissioner's office. A few things I want to talk about if we have time.
All right, let's go.
Let's start with our league. We finally got a team to hang it up. As this every keeper league, you know, drama starts when somebody in last place hangs it up. It was a big deal that was made between 10th place team, Bobby Slammers, and the last place team. And I wanted your thought on it. The guy in last parted with Posey, A-Rod, and Casimir, and got back Fernandez at $1. Tosma was at $3 right now, and Swihart was at $1. Now that could have a big impact for an 11th place team moving up the standings. What do you think of that?
I'll let Adam comment on it since I'm in the league.
Well, is it a keeper league?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so yeah, the guy got Hosmer cheap, and who was the other bat cheap?
Jose Fernandez is the big one. The $1,
Yeah.
$5 raise on your player.
So why was the trade made?
The guy in last place is done. He's about 90 points behind me, and he's about 870 out of the money.
Right.
So he gave up. The big thing is he gives up Posey, who's not a keeper. His salary will be 31 next year. He's getting back Jose Fernandez and Hosmer, as well as Swihart, which is, you know, it's a gamble with that one. You don't know if he's going to be a keeper at 6 or not.
Yeah, but he's getting 2 cheap keepers. So your concern is the guy that he is getting those players. It really doesn't help him move up.
Oh, I'm not concerned about it. I just wanted to chat about it because it's the first big keeper trade of the year, and wanted to see if you guys thought it was fair. I got a couple of complaints about it. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're going to see this a lot now in the keeper leagues, and it's good and bad. I mean, obviously, if you're fighting near the top of the standings and one of your competitors gives up some future keepers to get players to get up on this year, it's frustrating. But you know this going in when you play a keeper league. You know, it happens to me every year. You know, sometimes I do benefit from it. I'll give up my keepers because I always go for it. And then you see other teams trying to vie for the title, which you make in these trades too. And you get frustrated, but there's nothing you could do. That's part of it. If you don't like it, you know, not you, I'm not talking to you specifically, just everybody in general, you got to be prepared for this in a keeper league. If you can't deal with it, then don't play in one. It's the same thing as in Major League Baseball. You know, you're dumping. You're out of it at the trade deadline. Like a team like Oakland, they're going to dump all their veteran assets. There's no need of expiring contracts.
Yeah. Thank you, because that's what I have to explain to the teams that don't understand it, that may have never played in the keeper league. I mean,
Yeah, and plus these guys are paying, you know, hefty amounts of money to play, and you know, they're heavily invested as well.
Hey, look, I've seen it. The teams in my keeper league, there's been a couple of teams that were down for years, and now a couple of them are near the top of the standings because the last couple of years they've been, you know, trading for young, cheap keepers near the trade deadline. Built those guys up, you keep them, you know, you add a couple more minor league picks and work the waiver wire, and all of a sudden you got yourself a contending team. So it happens in all keeper leagues, and it makes it fun. You know, you're taking on a task where you're kind of rebuilding and taking a team that was near the bottom and trying to get it near the top. It's one of the aspects of keeper leagues that are fun.
Thank you for that. So now at least I can explain that. Now let's go to the big drama in the Corey League.
Uh-oh, he's cheating again?
Well, look, Corey made a trade. It stirred up the pot. I don't have a problem with the trade. I think the trade was okay. If you want to know what it was, he wound up getting Wade Davis, Gio, Mesoraco, and Carpenter for Brandon Belt, Chichi, Pedro Alvarez, and Zanino. I think it's a fair deal. I don't have a problem with it. But what happened is it stirred it up because right after that deal got made, you can make daily pickups in that league. And I was listening on the air, and I heard that Buxton was getting called up, and I went ahead and snatched. Well, of course, since I'm sitting at the top, everybody's complaining that the rich get richer, and now they want to redo the league settings to where if a player is added or a player is dropped, you have to clear waivers. I don't have a problem with it. Unfortunately, that's not the way the league was set up. whatever the majority of the.
I don't think you can change a rule in a setting in the middle of the season.
Well, here's the problem I have with you. Okay, you listen to the show. Why did you set this league up with Fab? Why you do first come first serve? It's just not fair.
I agree with you. I probably should have set it up with waiver for the drops, but there was people that majority of the vote when it was getting set up was to set it up as waiver pickups without waivers or without bad money.
So they wanted to originally set it up first come first serve.
That's what the majority came through.
Well, if that's a majority, then you can't change it in mid-year. It's something you got to change for next season.
I'll change for whatever people want to change. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but you can't change it like after the season starts.
You can't change it now.
You just can't do that.
I do the same thing. I put things to vote, my league. I don't want to dictate. I'll put it to a vote.
They vote, it's done. Vote on it for next year. Now that they've started crying and whining, they're just going to have to live with it.
Yeah, look, first come, first serve, it's just not fair. There are certain people that just cannot be around the computer or phone. They're at work and they just don't have access to it. It doesn't mean they're not a skillful player. It just means that they can't be at the computer. And trust me, I'm at the computer and phone a lot. It helps me. I don't like it. I don't play in any leagues this year that are first come, first serve. And I'm fine with it. I think the fairest way is Fab, or at least, like you said, a waiver system. But first come, first serve, it's brutal. It's just not fair to a lot of people in the league who have jobs or kids or just can't be by a computer a majority of the day.
Look at the fiasco we had in the SiriusXM host league, right?
Yeah.
Where Craig Mitch accused you of cheating.
Well, that's because he stinks.
Come, first
he
serve.
stinks. He just takes the attention away from him because he doesn't want people to look at